All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the call, whether you're on live or watching the recording. I'm super glad you guys are plugging in. This is our call where the regions of myself, Marie Tomlinson, Danielle Pfeiffer, and Nair Erminsky, we all come together, and it's called our empowerment call, where we have you guys all, typically district managers or area managers, take turns training, and then also sometimes have people sharing their iStory and stuff. So tonight, the first Wednesday or Thursday for those in Australia of the month, we do a getting started. And tonight we get to hear from the amazing area manager, Emily Ritenburg, who is in Texas, and she's going to walk us through getting started. So this is really, really awesome for everybody, whether you're getting started right now or not, because this is going to help show you how to start someone. And she's going to be walking us through using as a guide the How to Start a New Consultant Guide business plan meeting part. So Emily, I don't want to take any more of your time because I know it's a lot of info to cover over 30 minutes. And so I would like to just go ahead and turn it over to you to talk to us about how to get started strong.
Thank you, Marie. So like Marie said, it's a lot to cover, but I talk really fast. So I'm going to try to find the balance between talking fast and talking slow enough that you guys can understand me. So like Marie said, my name is Emily Ritenburg, and I am an independent consultant with Arbonne. And whether you're joining us live or you're watching the recording, I'm super excited that you're taking time to commit to your business and just learn about, getting started in Arbonne. So like Marie said, the first Wednesday of every month is our empowerment call, or empowerment calls every Wednesday, but is the Getting Started empowerment call. And what I love about this, you guys, is this call isn't just for people who are new. This call could be for somebody who is looking to relaunch their business, because we're entering the fourth quarter, which is the biggest quarter in Arbonne, and the most exciting quarter and most exciting time of year. But also, it could be for somebody who maybe you've been a part of Arbonne for 5 years and you're just really not confident in starting somebody new, or maybe you're just looking to sharpen your skills. And so I love this call because, like I said, whether you're brand new or you've been in Arbonne for 10 years, this call is for you, and it's going to help you to learn and grow. And so what I think is super important is just right off the bat, before we start, touching on two really important things. So let me share my screen with you guys. And just make sure that everyone has the correct documents. So if you guys go into our multi-region Facebook page, if you're not a part of this page yet, you absolutely should be. But for the person who is training, so that would be the person who sponsored you, you're going to be going into the multi-region team page, and you're going to click on Files on the left-hand side, and there's this amazing document called How to Start a New Consultant Guide. This document was put together by our regional vice presidents. It is so nice because literally I print this off for every brand new person that I get started. So let's say I'm starting Marie, I would just write her name right across the top of here, and then I can go through and check off every single thing. So this is what I'm going to be using for tonight to walk through, and I'm going to be focusing on step 3, which is the business plan meeting. But if you are the person who is sponsored and you're thinking, okay, I need a guide, you're going to be going to carlitanelson.com. And you are going to be clicking, after you type in the password, which is Arbonne with a lowercase a, you're going to click on Getting Started and Getting Started Tools, and it is going to take you down here to the action plan. You're going to want to make sure that you print off this action plan and you have it to use as a guide. And so you're just going to go right through the action plan. It's super easy, great way to just follow along and know that you're doing everything, and you can use it as a checklist kind of for yourself. But basically what we're going to be doing, like I said, is we're going to be using our call to focus on step 3 from that How to Start a New Consultant Guide. And we're going to really just talk about the business plan meeting. And so what's really important is that when you sit down with your sponsor, so whether you're, like I said, if you're relaunching your business or if you're that person who is brand new, when you sit down, you want to make sure that you have your action plan started. And I know some people get hung up on one part of the action plan, and I think it's really important to just move through it. So the first thing is you want to have your whys filled out, you guys, but you also want to have your 100-person list started. I think everyone should have their 100-person list completed, because if you were to pick up your cell phone, right, and go through all the contacts in your phone, you would have 100 people. So that in itself could be your 100-person list, but don't let it get you hung up. So start the 100-person list, get as many people as you can. qualify your dream team. And most importantly, you guys, you want to have your schedule on hand. So you want to have the calendar printed out, and you want to have filled in your faith, number one, your family, number two. So whether you have kids, or maybe it's just you and your husband, whatever events you have coming up for the next 30 days, and then your job, whatever job it is that pays the bills. And if you don't have a job, then that's even more awesome. But what's really important is that you have this filled out, because we're going to show you how to fit Arbonne into your life. There are people who start Arbonne, and they stay home with their children, and they might have a little bit more time than somebody else who starts Arbonne and they're working a full-time job, 70 or 80 hours a week. And sorry, my husband told me to slow down talking and he distracted me. But somebody who's working 70 to 80 hours a week, they might not have the time. But what we know is we know how to fit Arbonne in. And so we're going to be able to show you guys how to fit Arbonne into the nooks and crannies of your life and help you meet whatever goal it is. So you want to make sure that you have the action plan started. And then when you sit down to focus on this business plan meeting, we're going to help you turn your action plan into your business plan. So just to clarify, if there's any confusion, if you're the person getting started, you're going to have the action plan printed off from Carlita Nelson's website. And if you're the person starting somebody, you're going to have that new consultant guide. So first and foremost, you guys, number one thing, if you are on this call right now, and you are not an Arbonne independent consultant yet, you need to go to arbonne.com and sign up. Like, that is the first and absolute step to getting started in Arbonne. Go to arbonne.com, sign up with your sponsor. And then the second step is going to be to order your products. So Arbonne has this amazing thing called an Arbonne Special Value Pack, which is a huge pack of products that are discounted down just for us. So if you can start with all three, I would recommend starting with the makeup, the skincare, and the nutrition. If you can only start with two, that's totally fine. Grab the skincare and the nutrition. And if you can only start with one, pick the one that suits you best. Personally, if I was coaching you, I would say get the nutrition, because even though you're going to see skincare results right away, the nutrition is going to be something that you can authentically share so quick and so easy, because you're going to see results and feel results really within the first 7 days of doing the business or doing the program. So whatever it is, pick which one of those suits you best. And then grab it. And then you guys, now you're signed up, right? You have your products and you're ready to rock and roll. So what's the next step? You're going to jump on a call with your regional vice president. So right now in the multi-region group, we have 3 amazing regional vice presidents. Your direct region is either going to be Marie Tomlinson, it's going to be Nair Minsky, or it's going to be Danielle Pfeiffer. So whoever it is, you're going to jump on that call. And so it's going to be you, your sponsor, and your region. And you guys, we are so lucky in Arbonne because we're independent consultants, right? So we're never alone. My team has heard me say this 100 times, but you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. So what that means is you have your entire upline who's here to support you. And we just want to help to kickstart your business right off the bat by hearing from somebody who's done Arbonne longer than you, or maybe who's done Arbonne for the same amount of time as you, but they're at that level where they've shared with enough people that they can share a little bit about their story and about their journey and why they started a business with Arbonne. So that's the first step. So you're going to sign up, you're going to order your products, and you're going to jump on with that person. And what I love, you guys, is today I was just like scrolling through Instagram and I came across this quote, and I think that it's really awesome because I think that it relates to Arbonne no matter what step of your journey you're in, whether you're in the first phase of your business where you just signed up yesterday or maybe even tonight and you're getting started, or you've been in Arbonne for 5 years. No matter what phase of your business you're in, you are going to start. And so many times we have scary moments, and it says this, the scariest moment is always just before you start. So whether that's just before you decide, okay, I'm going to start a business with Arbonne, or whether that's just before you decide, I'm going to pick up the phone and call my best friend and ask them to take a look at this business. No matter what that moment is, it's scary. And there's a lot of times where that scary mindset comes back in and we get so nervous. And so what I want you guys to know is that by doing Arbonne, you've already taken the scariest step by saying yes to this business. So if you're on this call and you're the brand new independent consultant, congratulations to you, honestly, because you took that scary moment, right? And you said yes to something that's so different. And what I think is really important to know is that there's going to be even more scary moments in your business. So like I said, you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. So we're going to encourage you and coach you through this getting started process. But there's going to be scary moments where you're going to think like, oh my gosh, I can't ask this person, or, oh my gosh, I asked my best friend and they said no. And it's going to be scary, and that's okay. And that's all about like this business. There's scary things that happen all the time. So if you're the new person, congratulations, because you've already taken the first leap and done the scary thing. And if you're the sponsor, congratulations to you, because how scary is it sometimes to really take that leap of faith and say, oh my gosh, I'm going to ask so-and-so to take a look at Arbonne, even though they're a doctor and they're so successful. It's so scary to ask them. So no matter who you are, you've already done that first thing that's scary. And those scary moments are never going to go away. They're always going to be here. But that's what's great, is that you always just have to take that scary moment. It's always going to be right before you start, no matter what. So anyways, basically, what I love most about Arbonne is the fact you're going to start your business, you're going to sign up, you're going to buy the products, but you're going to get to talk to that sponsor, or you're going to talk to your regional vice president. And what I love is that they started the business in the exact same place that you did. So they started as a brand new independent consultant, and they simply followed our system and shared this business. And all they've done is just shared it with more people than you have. So if you're brand new, of course, you've only shared it with probably nobody, right? But if you've been in this business for a couple of years, they've just shared it with more people than you have. But what they've proven is that by following our system, which is what I'm going to talk about, that they have just followed the system and duplicated it and duplicated it and duplicated it, and that's how they've gotten to be where they are today. And so it's reassuring to know that there's somebody who's gone through everything that we're about to go through, and literally lived out this business and lived out the business plan that you're about to go through. And so there's really 3 key factors when you're thinking about starting your Arbonne business and growing your Arbonne business that are going to really affect how your business plays out. And the first, you guys, is growth. You have to be willing to grow yourself. Arbonne is so much more than a health, wellness, and skincare company, right? We are a personal growth business. And if you talk to anybody in this company, they are always reading books and they are always growing themselves. So if you don't have a book, which you should, because our team always does like a book every single month that we're reading, get yourself a book. Ask your sponsor, like, what's the best book that I can get to grow myself? The best part about Arbonne is the fact that you're going to grow and you're going to change, and you're going to look back a year from now and be like, holy smokes, like, I don't even care about any of the paychecks now, because the person that I was 1 year ago today to the person that I am now is crazy. And for that, like, in itself is so much better, and it just makes the business in itself like just everything. So that's the first key factor. The second is going to be contributing the growth that you take and learn to other people. So what I love most is that you cannot teach somebody something that you haven't yourself learned, right? So how can you expect to teach other people how to do Arbonne if you've never learned it? How can you teach people to do a presentation or to share products if you've never learned it? How can you teach people about staying consistent and getting through hurdles in this business if you've never learned it? And so it's really important that you plug in to grow, and then you're able to contribute that growth to others. And then you guys, the third is the staying power. So there's 3 things within that staying power, but you want to stay connected, you want to stay consistent, and you want to stay the course. So staying connected, you guys, we have an annual global training conference once a year. It's usually in April or May. When we're sitting down to do the calendar, we can show you this, but it's usually in April or May. It's amazing. It's in Las Vegas. It's so much fun. But in addition to that, we have Impact Training Tour, which is coming up this month, September. So find the one closest to you, get to it. We have monthly meetings. If there's not one in your area, start it, because if you don't have one, that means that there's enough people out there that probably haven't heard of Arbonne, and you definitely need to have one. And then you guys, we have weekly calls. So every Wednesday night at 8:30 Central, or 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, we have our multi-region call, followed by a Discover Arbonne, followed by our nation call. So staying connected is super important, you guys. When you surround yourself with people like your friends in Arbonne, you're going to be better and you're going to grow and you're going to continue to just kind of pack it all in and like hot coals stick together, right? You're going to stick together with those people. And so it's really important that you stay connected. And then the second thing is staying consistent, right? So let's think of anything, really, anything that you do in your life. If you're going to college and you're trying to get a degree and you're like, okay, I'm going to go to school today and I'm going to go to the library and I'm going to study for 10 hours, but then I'm not going to go to school for the next 2 weeks. Then I'm going to try again in that third week of the month, maybe start studying again. It's not going to get you anywhere. You're not going to learn. You're not going to be consistent. It's the same with going to the gym, right? So if you're trying to lose weight, you're like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym today for 3 hours, and then I'm not going to go to the gym for the rest of the week. And then again, next Wednesday, whatever day it is, I'm going to go to the gym again for 3 hours. You're probably not going to meet those goals. You're not going to get where you want to be because you're not consistent. And so find a way to consistently fit Arbonne into your life every single day, even if it's 10 minutes or if it's 30 minutes. And then lastly, you guys, stay the course. You can't quit. If you talk to so many people in social marketing or network marketing, they will tell you the only way to fail is to quit, right? So I think about the income levels in Arbonne, and I'm sure somebody shared them with you, but let's think national vice president, right? $21,500 a month is the average level of income. If somebody told you if you stay the course for 4 years, you can be making $21,500 a month, would you do it? Of course. You just can't quit. So you have to really make sure that you just keep that staying power. So number 1, growth. Number 2, contribute that growth to others. And number 3, stay connected, stay consistent, and stay the course. So, okay. You're probably like, this isn't anywhere on the action plan, Emily. I think you are like off track, but I promise you I'm not. So basically, if we were just to get together right now and kind of go over, the action plan and be sitting down person to person, having coffee, doing whatever it is, I would say to you, tell me your whys, right? So you've started your action plan and you filled out your whys. I want you to tell me a little bit about your whys. And what I love most is that your whys are going to change. So the reason why you started Arbonne, or the reason why I started Arbonne 5 years ago, is absolutely completely different from the reason why I started Arbonne today. But what I love most is that what's not going to change is our system. So our system for success in Arbonne is always going to be what it is right now in the system that I'm talking about. So your whys are going to change, but the system is not. And so what I really encourage you to do is, whether you're joining Arbonne for $50 a month or for $5,000 a month, is give us 30 days of your time of fully committing to Arbonne, and let us show you what full-time in Arbonne really, really looks like. And then that way, when the time comes that you might shift from needing, I only need $50 to I need that $5,000, you're going to know the system. Because like I said, our system's never going to change. Those regional vice presidents that started 10 years ago in our team, you guys, they did the same system. And so what our system says is, it says that you need to share on average with 40 people every single month your I story, which is, of course, in your action plan is going to tell you how to take those whys and turn it into your I story, Arbonne story, the business and the products, and then finding a fit for whoever that person is that you're sharing with. So 40 people every single month. And what's going to happen is, when you share with those 40 people every single month, you're organically going to hit what we call our $2,500 building block. So in Arbonne, there's no minimum sales requirements. You can buy or sell as little as you want, as much as you want. But basically, if you want to look at the averages on that sheet that the person probably shared with you, your sponsor, as to how you get to district manager in the first 1 to 3 months of your business, or area manager in the first 3 to 4 months, or regional vice president in the first 10 months, this is how you do it. And you're simply sharing on average with 40 people every single month. Like I said, your I story, you're sharing Arbonne story, the business and the products, and you're finding a fit. And so what's going to happen is, if you follow that, like I said, you're going to be able to fall into those averages, but also you're going to let us show you, so that when the time does come and you decide, okay, I want more, this is how you do it. So you're probably thinking, okay, cool, that's what you do, but how do you do it, right? And we're going to do this through using the funnel method. So if you guys are curious as to why you start with the business, it makes so much sense, honestly, and it's a whole nother training. You can go to the multi-region YouTube channel and find a video that Danielle Pfeiffer did that's called Why Lead with the Business. I watch this video all the time because sometimes I need that reminder. But basically, it's really important that we start with the absolute biggest and best gift that Arbonne has to offer. So if you're looking at your action plan, right, you have your reasons why, which, I'll just give you mine. My reason right now why I'm doing Arbonne is because I want to be able to stay home with our baby. And without Arbonne, I would not be able to do that. And so when I am looking at my 100-person list and I am looking at those top 10 people that I have identified with to say, these people are my dream team. These people are the people that I really want in my business because they're smart, they're successful, they're hardworking, they need Arbonne. I've heard them share their dreams, their desires, their discontents with me just on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to funnel from there. So I'm going to take that person on my dream team, and I'm going to use the verbiage in us, the verbiage that Arbonne has in our action plan, and I'm going to reach out to those people on my dream team, those top 10 people, and I'm going to share the best gift, which is Arbonne. So if I start with reaching out, and I think Marie Tomlinson, like, oh my gosh, she has 3 kids. She's a stay-at-home mom. I always hear her talking about all these things that her and Andrew want to do. I'm going to reach out to Marie, and I'm going to reach out to her first and foremost, and I'm going to share the gift of Arbonne with her. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out and ask her if she would be willing to jump on a call and just hear a little bit more about Arbonne. And you know what? It may not be for her, but I'm going to share with her why I'm doing Arbonne, right? I'm doing Arbonne because I want to stay home with our baby. And I know that Marie is super passionate. I'm going to share my screen with you. Sorry, I'm getting a little sidetracked trying to do 2 things at once. But I know that I'm super passionate about Arbonne, and I'm going to reach out to her and share my why and ask her if she's going to be willing to take a look at Arbonne and take a look at what it is that I do. And if she says no, I'm going to funnel onto that next step, you guys. And I'm going to ask her if she would be willing to just host a little get together with some of her girlfriends. I can bring some wine. I can practice my presentation, work on sharing the products. And in exchange, she's going to get, products at an amazing discount. She's still not really in. She might not be one of those people. She just doesn't host events. You hear that all the time. I'm going to take that and I'm going to let her know, you know what, it's not a problem. Like, I really want to share these products with you. I know you're going to love them. I'm going to invite her to my launch. And you guys, I like to have one in person and one virtual because you're going to hear excuses from people who say like, oh, I don't have the time, I don't have this, I don't have that. And then you can plug them into that virtual event. And if they're still iffy, not really into it, you're really having a hard time, I'm going to ask Marie if I could just drop some samples off to her and either sit down and just drop some samples and share them with her in a one-on-one setting, or drop those samples off and leave them for her to try. And last but not least, you guys, I'm going to ask for that referral. So we are always going to start at the tippity top, right? You start with the business and you're just going to work your way down. You're going to funnel through until you find what that fit is. And the truth is, you guys, people aren't going to say no to you over and over and over again. Eventually they're going to say yes because they're either sick of you asking or they really want to help you. And so the truth is, you just work that funnel through. So when we're sitting down with you, we've looked at your reasons why, right? So we know why you're going to be in this business. We're going to be able to help you stay in the business when the time comes that for some reason it's just not working for you. Then we're going to look at that 100-person list. We're going to have identified your dream team with you, and we're going to be looking at your calendar. And so on your calendar, what you need to do in the next week. So from, let's say today, let's say today is your first day in the business. From September 5th until September 12th, you are going to block out 5 30-minute time blocks in the next week. And what we're going to do is when people say yes to that first step in the funnel of, oh my gosh, I would love to hear more, we're going to put them in for a 30-minute time block when we can do a little virtual chat with them and share a little bit more about what it is that we do in Arbonne, right? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to block off 6 to 10 time blocks where you have about 3 hours at a time. And 3 hours is a generous amount. It's going to give you enough time to host a presentation, but that's going to include getting there, setting up, taking down, heading home. And what we're going to do is from those 6 to 10, you guys, when somebody says that they're not interested in hearing more, or maybe they do get on a call and they hear more and they just decide they need a little more information or a little more insight as to what Arbonne is and they want to try, they've never hosted, they're going to get their friends together. And so you're going to be able to fill in those 6 to 10 time blocks. So You have 5 30-minute time blocks in the next week, and then you have 6 to 10 time blocks in the next month. So being that it's only the 5th of the month, I think you can go ahead and just book those 6 to 10 in the next, 25 days, from the 5th of September to the 30th of September. You guys, it's really, we're going to pick basically, if you want to be consistent, it's 2 per week. And this is going to allow us to literally build a multi-million-dollar business based off of 6 hours a week of our time, right? It is not that much. Where there's a will, there's a way. Just find those little spots in your calendar. And then 2 of those events, like I said, they're going to be your own. So one can be virtual, one can be in person, or both can be in person. And they're kind of like fallback. So if people won't host for you, just come over, have some wine, sample some products, like no pressure, we can catch up. I'd love to see you, bring a friend. You're just going to be using that activity to get those people. And then lastly, you guys, you want to set aside some 1-hour time blocks. And basically what this is for people who won't get on a take-a-look call, they won't host, they won't come to your house, but you can get together and you can share the products with them in a one-on-one setting. And then lastly, you guys, when you're looking at your calendar, like I said, you want to really block out those time for, number 1, the Arbonne event, so your monthly Discover, but also for every single Wednesday night. And so that's where you're going to kind of put the things in. And so you might be thinking, okay, this is amazing. Like, I have so many people I'm thinking of right now that I just cannot wait to share the business with. But what do I say? I'm so nervous, right? You go back to that, like, oh my gosh, this is a scary moment. I'm supposed to pick up my phone and start all over again. You guys, we have verbiage. And as weird as it is to take verbiage that someone else has given you, it's verbiage that Marie and Nair and Danielle and whoever your area manager or your district manager is, they've done this. They've used this verbiage. And what's so cool is that this verbiage is proven to work. So this verbiage that we're giving you is verbiage that's going to get people to say yes. They might say no to, I'm not interested in taking a look, but it's that verbiage I showed you. They're going to work through that funnel through using the same verbiage. So what I encourage you to do is look at that list, you guys, get brave, be bold. You've already taken the biggest, scariest step, right? By being different and saying yes to something like social marketing and saying yes to Arbonne, you guys, the absolute best health, wellness, and skincare company on the planet, honestly. And we're about to launch the absolute best holiday line that all of your friends want. So take a look at your list. You've already done the scariest part. Pick a person and use the verbiage and just go for it. Go for it. If you get more than 3 no's, reach out to your sponsor, because there's probably something that you're doing wrong, right? Sometimes people are like, don't change the verbiage. And you're like, I mean, I didn't really change it. I just added like a little something personal there. I don't know. So just take that. You guys, take what we're giving you and run with it. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. Everything that I've talked about has been trained on a monthly basis, probably all over our YouTube channel. You can find hundreds of videos, or a couple, not hundreds, but a lot, with this same training over and over and over again. And that's what I love most, is that nothing is changing. This is something that I did. It's something that my sponsor Marie did. It's something that her sponsor did, and just continues to go up and up and up. So every single person that's on this call, whether they're been in Arbonne for 10 years or they've been in Arbonne for a year, we've all done the same thing. So reach out to your sponsors if you have any questions. I challenge us all to take that big, super scary moment right now. Holiday products are launching. I think they're out, but I think everyone's going to Impact on the East Coast this weekend. Take that scary moment, you guys, and just ask 5 people if they would be interested in hosting a little holiday sip and shop, so that all their friends can come and get their holiday shopping done in September. You promise to hook them up with the best deals. So whatever it is, ask, and we'll just go from there. I will make sure that somebody posts really good verbiage so you can copy and paste it. So I hope that wasn't too fast of talking and I didn't go off on too many rabbit trails. And I hope everyone has a great night.
Emily, thank you. I know it's a lot of info to fit in 30 minutes. You did a great job. Made it very clear. Thank you, everybody, for being on. Of course, don't hesitate. We're here to answer questions. So reach out to your sponsor, to your upline. That's how we know who to work with. It's the people who are out there doing it, you're going to run into questions. So don't hesitate to ask questions and follow up. And use the excitement that Emily just gave us to go make those lists right now. Make your plan. Who are you going to reach out to starting tomorrow? Right now, we're going to hop off and get on our Discover Live. So if you need to be added to that group, let us know. And then we'll be back on Zoom on a different number to hear from one of our Executive National Vice Presidents, Carlita Nelson, tonight. Thank you again, Emily. That was an awesome job. And thank you for everybody